Yeah, well, there's a high probability that I'm probably going to pass out at some point because I've been trying to sleep. I've been trying to sleep for the last 4 hours, and my body's like, no.
Well, I know what will keep you awake during a podcast, talking about Titans winning Guardian games.
Well, we're kind of just talking about that.
It keeps you awake.
It doesn't keep me awake because it's not a competition. It's not a
It keeps you awake
method.
at night, knowing that the Titans have snuck in there to steal your crown.
Snuck in there? Is that what you think happened?
Yeah. We got in contact with Bungie and said, "Come on, they've had enough fun."
That's
Let's
more like
upset
you
the rest
got in
of them.
contact with Bungie, and Bungie fudged the numbers as they do. And look at that! Somebody else is winning. It's par for the course, man. I'm over it. I've been tired of the Guardian games. Every year, they're like, we're gonna fudge the numbers. If you're gonna fudge the numbers, don't have the damn contest. You know.
Also, maybe make it so it's an actual contest. So we've broken the matchmaking, so you can't play with people of your same class in any of these events. But if you try to go into matchmaking with somebody else of a different class, it's going to say, no, you can't do that. You can't bring in these people that we're just going to matchmake you with anyway. Nope, that would be stupid. Which just blew my mind.
So at the top of the show here, we're talking Guardian games and the Titans running amok. We're talking about Trials of Osiris and Sweats running amok, and we're also talking about being thrown into the light. So
can we just get started? Remember the last 2 episodes? Did he mention at all in any of the last 2 weeks' episodes about hunters running amok? I don't think he did.
Well, that's your job.
Yeah, that's your job. I do the Titans, and I'm going to roll the titles.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast. Dedicated in bringing you all the latest information, news, and opinions. This is the best show for new and veteran Guardians alike, where we share tips, tricks, and tools to help you succeed and enjoy playing even more. So with all that said, let me hand you over to your hosts, the Triumph Hunting Titan Nitedemon, the pink-panted pansy Peroty, and your Hunter Master Ranger, Mr. No One Respawns in Real Life!
Are we streaming?
We always are, except when we're not.
Exactly, when we're not.
Streaming 60% of the time, all the time.
That's about right for us.
Yep, you sound great. Well, congratulations, Nitedemon, on your nearly flawless, definitely solo Prophecy clear.
What?
That I was watching with bated breath going, do I send him messages to distract him, or do I see if he can get this done first and then send him messages?
Nearly solo, definitely flawless? Is that what you said?
On the way around.
Yeah. Welcome to the show this week. I did a stream yesterday. I've been a bit sick for most of the week. I'm still not feeling 100% now, but
yeah, you know, I couldn't tell. I'm glad you told us.
and I hadn't been able to play Destiny as much. You know, I'd logged on and maybe done like 1 or 2 medals and felt like really rough. So I was like, I need to go to sleep for most of the week. But then yesterday, I thought I've been sitting thinking about it, and I'd had a little practice, and I thought I can do this. I can solo flawless the Prophecy dungeon. I took my 2 children through it, and literally I was the one that had to stay alive throughout the whole thing to keep it going. So I was thinking, I've got this. I've got my new sword build that I keep praising. I think it was from Mactix. Now I've completely lost who it was, but it's with the strongholds and a sword, and putting a Wither Horde on, and just any old kind of auto rifle in there just to kind of shoot at range. And everything was going swimmingly until
I can tell you that he does have super defense, but he's just not really good on the offense.
No. I'm good on the offense. I shoot the Wither Horde, I block. I shoot the Wither Horde, I block.
A number of Nightfalls with you with that sword build, and like I said, it took a lot for you to be killed, but you weren't really contributing to damage.
Yeah, but Nightfalls, where I've got a team there, is completely different to doing a solo flawless. So it was more of like pacing myself.
Point.
Yeah.
I see.
So I got to the final room, and I went down the little tube of sand. I said hello to the boss, and I was, bouncing from one platform to the next platform, and I forgot to pull out my sword to block as I got to one of those phalanx things that was shooting me, and just did a slice melee instead with my strand, and went straight off the edge.
Pretty sure you're not supposed to do that, but I'm not judging.
No, because if I'd had the sword out, it would have been blocking, and the sword auto tracks to the enemy, and I wouldn't have gone flying straight off the edge. But I forgot to do the 2-button thing. So, but then I thought I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning to start it again. I will just finish it out and just keep going. And I was able to kind of finish it out without any issues. I mean, there's one point where I completely missed the whole damage phase on the boss because he just kept throwing the stupid blight things at me, and I kept getting entropied right back to like a couple of platforms. I was like, no, I'm missing a whole damage phase. I think it took me about 5 or 6 damage phases, but it was like with a horde, a bit of auto rifle, take out the rest of the enemies, do me jumping along the end with a horde, maybe a sword throw here and now. But yeah, it was good fun, and it was on stream, and you can watch me fail epically.
Speaking of auto rifles, I played way more Trials than I deserve to be playing. And I got quite a number of rolls of the Summoner, right?
When did you play Trials?
Most of the last couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and Micah did a bunch of Trials, and I got a ton of Summoners. Now, I got the kill clip, which is phenomenal for my solo builds, right?
It's meant to be the God roll.
Okay, well, I got that one.
I have a video from. Let me find it while we're talking about it, so that I can say to people that it will be in the show notes.
Good.
Hang on a second. I didn't know we were going to get straight into this, so
bear with me a second. You just brought up auto rifles, and I wanted to talk to Peroty mostly because he's pretty knowledgeable when it comes to auto rifles, and I wanted to get his opinions.
Lego? Yes, it was Lego. Lego La Flash.
Lego La Flash.
Lego La Flash.
Because Lego and Fallout both did one about the summoner rolls.
Okay. Yes, so please continue. That will be in the show notes for people to check out what the God roll is. Sounds like Respawn's already got it. So.
Well, I have. That was one of the things I was going to ask, so that answers one of the questions. But I have the subsistence target lock, which a lot of people say is good because target lock was nerfed on subs, and I thought it was nerfed on everything.
No, not on auto rifles.
On autos. So it's pretty good there too. But
to go along with that,
ahead.
There's the prosecutor from the Prophecy dungeon, which has come back, the auto rifle. It's arc, but one of the best rolls on that is target lock. And I've got a video from Cool Guy.
I did a bunch of those too.
No, from my run through this week, I didn't get that version. I think Cool Guy recommends target lock and something else. I can't remember the name of it now, but it is in the video. But yeah, you should check that one out.
Ever exist?
It was, and I was like, it's a 450. And I'm sure the breaknecks are 450. What perks does the breakneck get? But the breakneck doesn't get the same kind of perks, and with the arc and things like that. So, yeah, it's like.
I don't know what the gun roll for that is, which is great fun.
But I do know that in PvP and especially Trials, oh my god, that gun was everywhere, and it just poops on me. Like I bring in an auto rifle, they kill me with a scout rifle. I'm like, all right, cool. So this is scout rifle Trials this week. I got you. So then I bring in a scout rifle. They poop on me with the freaking prosecute. I'm like, oh come on, man.
Yeah, no, Cauldron is a terrible one because there, like you just said, it's both long range and short range. There is no usually I do the same thing. I'm like, okay, you're either going to slide shotgun me or you're going to slam me and hit me with hand cannons from afar. This week, it's everything. They're gonna flank you. They're gonna rush you. They're gonna hit you from sniper from distance. You're playing everything, and with the Dominion mode, and there being a zone to capture, you have to sort of at least be aware of where that is, and try to play to that. Because if you're just hanging, if your team's hanging back, well, the other team can just capture the zone and never has to see you.
Right.
It's rough.
But back to the summoner, right? So I got a target lock subsistence. But I also heard a lot of flack that you don't want the subsistence. You want where it doubles your mag. Peroty, help me out.
Overflow.
That one. Yep. So, subsistence, it seems like it would be better. But at the same time, for the other one to perk, you have to have either special or heavy, which you're not getting in PvP, at least not with the latest meta changes, right? So why do you want that over like subsistence?
PvE. There's a lot of people farming these for PvE roles, like I am. I've got a golden tricorn heal clip, and I had one that was golden tricorn Zen moment. Like I'm not looking.
Is not a great roll. I looked into golden tricorn. You only get a maximum of 15% bonus, but like all the other damage perks give you 20, 40. I mean, just so much more damage with any of the other damage perks, you know? So I thought golden tricorn was better than what it actually is. So, like,
I mean, I've got one. I did get one to drop with onslaught. It's got an onslaught perpetual motion, and the one that's tapped trigger and dynamic sway that I want to play with.
Yeah,
that sounds.
Because I basically played until I got one to drop, and then I had 6 or 8 tokens, so I was like, let me just turn these all into summoners and see what happens.
Right.
But I certainly wasn't going to actually acquire more myself.
I believe Zen Moment and Target Lock are the way to go, or Heal Clip and Kill Clip. So,
hold on, is Zen Moment Target Lock? Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I've got that one.
There you go. You got some god rolls in there, but yeah, I mean, I've got an old golden tricorn one, and it was doing fine up until they've added the new perks to this new summoner, and I'm like, well, sorry, now you're a little bit obsolete. You know, there's new perks. Like I need to get farming.
There's intrinsic perks. There's all that good stuff.
Yeah, and the wild card origin trait you can slap on makes me very happy because it's nice to have a PvP focused gun that I can use in PvE and get some benefit out of it with the origin trait too. Have the nice little celestial bolts going everywhere.
And like I was saying earlier, it works really, really well with. Well, I don't know what your kit's like, but Solar Hunter builds where we drop a lot of those fire sprites and those fire sprites heal us, and I mean just all kinds of shenanigans are occurring with that gun. I mean, survivability skyrocketed when I started using that gun, even with my like Blade Barrage build, you know, because
are you talking about PvE or PvP?
Well, I jumped into PvE just now, but PvP, I didn't use it a whole lot in PvP because, like I said, whenever I tried to use an auto rifle, Jade Rabbit, or oddly enough, the freaking Mida multi-tool were just deleting me. And I'm just like, I'm not having fun anymore. I mean, I never was to begin with, but I'm really not having fun now.
No, I think that's something that Peroty and I can attest to. But one other thing I want to talk about is the new Prophet Scout rifle. Have you guys got any of these to drop whilst playing in Trials this week or last week?
Oh, wait, Prophet?
Yeah, the Prophets.
I got one, but I haven't even looked to see anything about it yet. Yeah, I got one to drop while we were playing. That's got, offhand strike and hip fire grip. So not one to write home about. But it does exist.
Yeah, I got one with Cascade Point and Discord on there, and I was like, hey, I'm in here. And then I realised, no, that's not the role that's God. It's like, okay, I'm not.
Hey, I'm in here.
A God roll, but not the God roll.
Yeah. I think if it's a God roll if you're crazy with other weapons, because it works fine if you've done final blows or sustained precision hits with another weapon, increases Cascade Point, increases the rate of fire for the Prophet, and then Discord final blows with another weapon grant this weapon increased speed for aiming down sights, accuracy, airborne effectiveness. So it's good if you've killed somebody with another weapon and swapped to this weapon, and I think you can also get that on the Summoner as well. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember now. Or was it the Prosecutor? It could be the Prosecutor. Let me just double check.
I got that Summoner, and I thought I was
Prosecutor.
And no. And Mike is good, like on his own, right? But when we play together, he tilts me because all he does is yell. It's like, bro, I'm not going to play better because you're getting upsetty spaghetti. Okay, let me play. The more you
never
stress
know.
me, the worse I'm going to do.
It could be the thing that triggers you to play better.
No, it definitely is not. If anything, I start to zone out and I just stop caring. It's like, you're just going to complain. You're going to be that guy, and I'm just going to ignore you. And of course, everybody else is in the wrong, and I'm just like, all right, whatever.
The reason I bring up the Prophet Scout Rifle is it's going to be the focused weapon for next week's Adept weapon. Summons this weekend, Prophet's next weekend. So Unknown's got a video out this week going over one that he got to drop with, I believe it was Kill Clip and Keep Away. So it was fantastic. Keep Away increased reload speed and range and accuracy when no targets in close proximity. Brilliant for a scout rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Kill Clip, after he was getting the initial kill, he was then getting 2 taps. And I was like, this could be dirty on so
I
many
got one of
different
those.
classes.
Okay, I got Cascade Keep Away on mine. I think I only have the one. Yeah, I've only got the one. Yeah.
Well, also, the other good thing to point out here is if you do go into trials and you get these to drop in the endgame rewards, Peroty and myself and Blue Screen went in yesterday and got a couple of weapons to drop as a 3-person fire team because they've now buffed 3-person fire teams. So as long as you're going in and playing, doesn't matter whether you are winning or losing, you are guaranteed to get something at the end of the match. Blue was saying that he didn't get anything, but we were regularly getting something to drop. And I believe it was something like a 50% chance at getting a Trials Engram, 50% chance at getting more XP.
When did that buff happen? Because I wasn't getting anything like that last week.
Yeah, but were you with the 3-person fire team?
No.
3-person fire team is the minimum, for you to get it.
It was one of the changes they put in the big giant patch, the 735, the big one.
And also, you get weapons to
because it
drop.
was trials.
You get weapons and armor to drop as well. So I've already had the bear helmet for the Titan to drop, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. I haven't had that bit yet." So I'm hoping if I play on my warlock, good things will happen. I'll become a dragon, and you get rewards for basically losing. So as long as you've got the item to drop at some point, you can then go to Saint 14. You can then go to Saint 14 and say, look, you've also given me tons of these engrams. Here, if I give you this engram, can I swap it for another summoner, or can I swap it for another prophet? So you don't have to keep playing over and over and over again to get the rolls of the weapon to drop, because it's a very big loot pool. You can just go there and focus it, which is quite nice. And being in a 3-person fire team, the XP racks up a lot quicker than just going in solo. However, there are downfalls to this, aren't there, Peroty?
Yeah, playing Trials is the downfall.
Playing Trials is the downfall, and playing Trials on that persistence card also the downfall.
Is that the one where it can't take you below 3 wins?
Well, once you get a win, that's the first struggle, because otherwise it flaws the card, and then you have to reset the card, and then you're basically going in on game 1, mission 1 every single time you go in. And who's also doing that? Literally every other player.
Right.
So you're basically just the minor stone in the road on everyone else going to their flawless runs, and you're seeing them every time. Because Blue Screen, Nitedemon and I loaded in yesterday, and we're like, we're sitting here talking to ourselves. Maybe people be going for this. It's a summoner. It's an auto rifle. The very first game we come up against 3 people dressed exactly the same. Perfectly coordinated outfits for armor, and I was like, you know what? We're done. We're done. This is not going to go well. And that just set the tone for the rest of the 8, 10, 12 matches we played, whatever it was.
Yeah,
just absolutely getting destroyed by everyone and everything in sight in different ways. Like you said, different ways each time. Sometimes it was conditional finalities. Sometimes it was snipers. Sometimes it was just god hand cannons from afar. But just absolutely being destroyed.
Yeah. It wasn't fun. I did not enjoy it. Now, I did get one of those cards where once we started getting wins, the card just kept filling out, and I had 7 wins on my card. Of course, it was flawed because, right?
So what did it feel like to have wins on a card?
Well, I had wins on the card before. Remember that one time if I'd reset my card, I'd have been flawless? So that happened once before. But the idea is just, I was getting loot, and that's all I really cared about. I just want to get the summoner. I only got, I played all weekend from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, and I only got 4 of those Engrams you were just talking about. Also, Zep is trying to say that we don't read emails. I'm guessing he sent one.
We read emails. There was nothing there as of last night. Did you
He
send them to the
says,
right
so
place?
it's true that y'all don't read emails. Lamau, love y'all. That's what he says. I don't know.
210-100@hotmail.com. If you don't send the email to the right address, it's not going to come to us.
Yeah, so as Peroty was kind of saying, we all picked up the Passage of Persistence, which grants access to this week's Trials of Osiris tournament, and each victory that you kind of get, you kind of keep it on the card. But the problem with that is that you need a victory to kick off the card. So every time that we got a loss for the first time, we had to reset the card, end up back in the pool of everybody playing. And with the changes that Bungie made, I'd say it must have been about 3 to 4 months ago, they moved away from like the two different pools of plays. So when you went flawless from Friday reset to Sunday, originally it was you then got put in a different bracket away from other players. So other players that hadn't been flawless could then spend Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday seeing if they could get to the lighthouse. And the flawless players were moaning that there wasn't anybody to play with in this flawless pool, and that Bungie then decided, okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to have two different pools. We're going to have the people in the normal pool, and then you're going to have a practice pool. And to get into the practice pool, you've got to have had, I think it was about 3 losses on your card, and then you're in the practice pool, and you can go in there and you can get wins after your third loss and rack up your card and do whatever, because you may get a chance at a drop to happen after that, but you're in a practice pool. But if you are slaying out in the practice pool and you've been pretending that you've been doing really bad to get farming people basically, or get farming the wins, you'll get put straight back into the regular pool. And that's the way it's been for quite some time. So the problem with this Passage of Persistence is every time you reset your card at the base, you're then thrown straight back into that original pool of everybody. And I get Bungie's thinking of this, that, well, if everybody has to keep resetting it, everybody's going to be thrown back into that pool. But the problem is that you are, every single time that you reset it, if you're in a 3-person fire team that we were finding, is that you're then going up against other 3-people fire teams who are mainly there to go flawless. They set up their teams because they know that there will be other 3-people fire teams in that kind of area to play against and just farm basically. And it's going to get to the point again, I think Trials is going to lose out because, not naming any names or anything, but speaking to other people that have played Trials, and they'd like to remain nameless. So for this instance, we'll call them Blue Screen 42. Got a weapon to drop, and then proceeded to go to Saint 14, threw another couple of engrams at Saint 14, and went, right, that's it, I'm out. And it's like he was happy with, he got a summoner, and he got one that was okay. He wasn't concerned whether it was God roll. He was just like, I've got one that will work for me. And I think that will be the case for a lot of people. And I think even if you are incentivizing people in to go in as a 3-person fire team, it's still demoralizing to just keep losing and losing and losing and losing. Yep. And I know that comes down to how good the fire team are, but it also comes down to the matchmaking, because if you are being paired up against other people that are just going in there to try, then it's going to be a bit more of a balanced game. And
they're not coming
what's
back.
Actually happening. No, but you say that.
Let's have somebody that applies to peer pressure.
But the thing is, if you were in a 3-person fire team and your skills were being matched up against other people's skills and you had a fighting chance, so it was the games were going 4-5, 5-4, and you could see that there was actual possibility that you may win one, lose one, win one, lose one. I think that would incentivize people a lot more to stay and play Trials and get involved in the Trials and, get better at playing Trials, because Trials is its own animal. The problem is, if you go and play 6s, you play Iron Banner, you go and play competitive, you go and play any other game mode in Destiny, especially now that we've got all these different blooming rule sets of countdown,
different objective-based things,
and the special ammo kind of things. So that in some playlists they work, some playlists they don't work. It's like it's all up in the air.
Speaking of that, I did find that Trials, although still sucked, was far better to play without somebody slide shotgunning you or sniping you every single round, you know?
Oh no,
No.
they do. They just take it turns.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure where you were playing, but that was absolutely the experience we were having. Conditional
No.
finalities all day, every day,
Because
or chaperones.
Yes, and I don't know
Yeah,
where.
but they'd break the first round, possibly the second round, then they're out. And then it's pretty much a fair game at
I
that
don't know
point.
if that. Yeah, I get that, but then when they do get the kills, they build up their special ammo again to be given back to them.
Yeah, but they don't build it up that fast. They might have it again by maybe the fourth round.
They must. They
maybe
must
the
do
round,
because they must do.
Either Trials is broken or they do.
Yeah. Trials is definitely broken.
Maybe
So
there
unless
was
you're
an
going
update.
in
I
with a
haven't played it
3-person,
this weekend, and it was only me and Micah. So it was a 2-man team. We did not have a 3-man team. We always got a blueberry. And first round, sure enough, we'd get Cloud Strike or conditional finality, like you said, right?
Yep.
But after the first, maybe the second round at the latest, we usually didn't have to deal with special anymore until like maybe the last round. And then, we'd get probably shotgun or sniped or whatever. But I did notice a huge lack of special ammo than what we would normally go to. I'm not saying it's non-existent. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely still there, but it's nowhere near the state of cancer that it used to be. And I'm all for that, unless they've changed it over the last week. I mean, you guys are saying you had a different experience, but for me,
yeah.
I absolutely noticed a lack of
The
special.
thing is,
100%.
No, I think the thing is, the games play out differently if you're in a 2-man fire team to whether you're in a 3-man fire team, and considerably different if you are solo. Because I can attest to this. This morning when I got back from work, I thought, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to pick up my Passage of Persistence. I'm going to jump on my Warlock, and I'm just going to give it a go and see what I can actually do as a solo player versus the amount of time that we spent yesterday playing in a 3-person fire team. And I can confirm the games are a lot closer. And I don't understand why, I don't know whether it's that we're not communicating via like headsets and things like that, but people kind of play differently when they are just solo players. And sometimes you do get the gods that kind of get paired up on the opposite team. And
I know.
Like for like of time-wise, from what we played yesterday and what I played this morning when I got in from work, I'm now sitting currently on a 2-win streak. And I initially got a win, I then got a loss, and I think I got a couple of other losses, but then gradually I've had wins, and they've been, some of them have been knocked off, but it's slowly going up. But it doesn't make sense for you to kind of that be the avenue to use the Passage of Persistence and play by yourself. The idea is to play as a team and have fun and getting. I mean, I can completely understand going in as a 3-person fire team, and if I hadn't have gone in as a 3-person fire team this week and last weekend, then I probably wouldn't have got a prophet to drop, and I probably wouldn't have got a summoner to drop randomly because the percentage is lower for just going in as solos and duos. But I now have those to drop, so I can, at some point, if I want to, go to St. 14 and throw some engrams at him and some glimmer and say, look, give me some rolls of this. But I want to kind of see if I can persist on my Passage of Persistence to get the adept version to see what it, if it's any easier. I mean, I found it better to play solo to get the wins, and
100%. Yeah, absolutely 100%. I mean, going in, I think when we were in yesterday, I think I was getting an engram to drop like every single time we lost. Like, I think we wiped our 5. Went back to orbit, reset our cards. I think I was getting an engram to drop every single time, so that helped boost the engrams up. And then again, eventually got the prophet to drop. Eventually got 8 summoner to drop because then you just go focus, and it's all about having the engrams drop. But yeah, going in as a team of 3 absolutely is not worth it unless you're going with a team of 3 to go flawless. So after you had jumped off yesterday,
going in as a team of 3 is worth it because even if you lose, you got a 50% shot at getting an engram. Y'all are confusing me. Is it worth it or not? If you're just getting loot,
it's worth it.
It's better to go.
It's worth it to unlock the loot. It's worth it to unlock the loot, but the
experience is so bad, it's almost not worth it. There's a lot of things I'll do in this game and absolutely suffer for, but honestly, I'd much rather go in solo have at least a chance at winning something. Again, I have zero idea that I'm going to go flawless because I am not going to help that team go flawless. I'm just going to I'm not going to hinder the team.
Yeah.
But I will absolutely go in and find people to play with that will have, that will be evenly matched, because I believe the matchmaking is so broken it doesn't even matter. So after Nitedemon jumped off yesterday, Blue Screen and I played a couple more matches. Again, we talked when we had SJS Fluid on about where we were sitting here in trials reports. All of us are like 60% and below. Blue, I'm sure, is like 99%, because Blue's like, I don't do PvP, and this is the reason why. So we got matched with a guy yesterday, and I found his name because it was, I'm not going to call him out because, he's just the example I'm going to use of the countless people I could use as an example. This person, I looked him up on Trials Report. He's been flawless 23 times. He is a top 2.5% player.
And they matched
his elo is top. He was on our team.
Oh, on your team. Well, that's good. That's good balance.
No, it was not. No, really? It absolutely was not. Because we got destroyed by the other team.
Oh.
I thought having him on your team would balance everything out, though.
Oh, absolutely not. Because it gave them
you
3
sound like
players.
Bungie there. Oh, we thought if we give you the best player, it'll balance everything out.
Right, yeah. We'll give you the player.
He does. That's how he carries me.
Yeah, but well, no, that was the thing. But the top 2.5% can't carry, the top 50 and the bottom percent. Like he may be good, but if we're, again, I didn't look up the 3 people we played against because it doesn't really matter. But in what world should I or Blue or any of us be in a top 2.5% players just eye line?
Yeah.
In what world should we? I don't care if you're on my team or not on my team. In what world should I be anywhere near you unless we're going to the lighthouse? Unless I'm on game 5, 6, or 7 of a flawless run. I understand this is the first card. I understand this is the first thing, but Bungie, can you not do a little bit of sorting? Can you not be like, hey, this guy's a Trials Lord, God Almighty, and this is a guy who does not play PvP? Maybe don't put them in the same pool. Maybe split them up just a little bit. Maybe take a look and say, I've been flawless 23 times, and I've never been flawless. Maybe let's not put them together. Just a thought. Could we maybe look at this? Well, no, it's not new, but it's just
Mushroom. I didn't know who that was until chat's like, "Oh my god, ZK!" I didn't even know who that was. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No. It's just like in what world should this even be a thing that happens?
Yeah.
Like why are we? Why?
Quick, because I keep telling people they're like, "Oh, it's skill based matchmaking." I'm like, no, it's got to be connection because this is not skill.
It's card based. Well, actually, I'm not even sure it's card based anymore. I've lost track of. I didn't think about that. I've lost track of what it is at this point because they keep changing it, and I can't keep up.
Yeah,
but
see, looking on Trials Report and looking at the last game that I played, this is how messed up it was. I was on a flawed card, and I must have been on 1 win, so I got my 2nd win with this group. One of the guys had a tick next to his name for flawless, so he could still go flawless. So he was also in the same pool, which didn't make sense because my card was flawed, but the other guy that was with him had a flawed card, and he had 7 wins straight. I'm like, yes, you could have been here since day dot and reset time yesterday to get those 7, but why is the guy with 1 win, me with 2 wins, and the guy with 6 or 7 wins on his card paired up with us? That doesn't make any sense, because the guy that could still go flawless shouldn't be playing with us 2, and the guy that's also on that many wins should also not be playing with us. I'm lost for words of who you're fighting with, who you're fighting against, and how it's kind of matched out. And it's not going to work, Bungie, with we're just throwing more loot at you because.
We don't belong there. That's not our thing, And I know we want to play.
No,
I know
I
we want to get the
that.
loot, but that is not where we live, And we're complaining about it for sure because I like to complain, and you had a bad experience, but at the end of the day,
but why can't?
That's not where we belong. I'm a PvE person, honestly. You dabble in a little bit of everything, but I'm a PvE guy straight up. I know I don't belong there for sure.
Saying that though, when they had the 2 different pools and they had the solo playlist for the solo player trials, which is now kind of been integrated, I was able to go flawless that week and it was the Trials of Osiris Dominion variation at the time. It was one that you could capture the flag, so which is the main version now. So I was able to go flawless with my skill, with people of my skill going up against other people's of kind of similar skills, because the flawless players weren't in that pool anymore. They would, they'd already gotten to the lighthouse and done their thing, and we were on our way. So I was able to do that, and also with what was I going to say? I've completely lost what I was going to say now. My brain's mush today.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did go back and look. So, again, our top 25, our top 2.5% friend was trying to drag a top 88 and a top 95% player along with him, whereas the other team had a top 13% with 39 flawlesses, a top 26% with 75 flawlesses, and a top 13% again with 39 flawlesses on the other side. So, again, in what world? I mean, I appreciate Bungie trying.
Balanced. Why are you complaining?
I mean, I appreciate Bungie trying to give us, trying to put one good player and two absolute scrubs against three very good players. I don't know why they didn't think that would work.
Sorry, I've remembered now. The other thing is, where we have different playlists, like the competitive playlist, you are matched on your skill. Why is that not a thing to be able to do in Trials of Osiris? Match your skill against other people of similar skills. You can do it in competitive.
I don't know.
But why can they do it in competitive and they can't do it in Trials?
Might be the pool size. How many players play that,
I mean, how many people play Trials? Like the pool.
That's what I'm saying. Not a lot of people play
Trials pool.
So they can't really do skill based if there's not a lot of people there. I'm sorry, I'm fading
it hasn't stopped him before. I mean, we should probably move on. But yeah, I mean, it's just like you said, we don't belong in Trials. There's no reason ever to set foot in a Trials. If you do go in with 3, go in with 2 other people who understand you're just here for the engrams and the loot, because it's not going to go well. You're going to get absolutely destroyed. And the persistence card does not help you until you persist past nothing. So
that's what I'm saying. With my passage of persistence, I shouldn't have been teamed up with somebody else that could possibly go flawless.
Didn't they say it was bugged?
Yes.
It wasn't supposed to reset after every loss?
Right.
The bug is you have to get a win first. So you couldn't just go loss, then start getting the 7 wins. You have to get a win first.
Right, but
then you can get the losses.
That, and then that persistence card will be better, right? I mean, I'm saying, I thought they said, didn't they say? Am I tripping?
I mean, it's bugged, yes, but I don't think it's going to be fixed in a way that's going to help us.
Gotcha.
We're still screwed. but I mean, like at the end of the day, I'm happy to have the summoner unlocked. Like honestly, that was my goal, is to get the summoner unlocked, so I could then focus it. So I could then go in absolutely solo. Because again, if you go in solo, you've got a much higher chance of being matched up with people higher than you. 1, because there's not many people lower than me playing, and 2, if you've got either a 2 stack or just 2 other good players, you can sort of get carried along that way. Whereas you absolutely can't if you're going in as a duo or going as a trio, especially, and one of you isn't a Trials god who's been flawless 50 times.
If you're going to go in with the idea that you're going to roll the dice, why not roll the dice with a 3-man team? Because according to what Peroty Demon says, if you go with a 3-man team, you got a 50-50 shot at getting the Engrams. So it sounds like even if the experience is worse, your odds of getting loot are better.
Yes, but that's only going to last for a short amount of time. When people go in and they get the loot to drop to unlock, to then go, I'm out of here, it's going to make Trials even more kind of thin.
No, you still got to come in to get the engrams, though. Even if you get it and you unlock it, you still got to get the engrams to re-roll it.
Do you?
Right.
Or do you just go with whatever one you get? You get that one and you're happy with that one.
Oh, okay. Well, that's different. You said unlock it. Okay.
Honestly, though, once I have it, I mean, I still would honestly have rather have gone in solo, because I can pick up the bounties, and through working with a team who is halfway decent and getting bounties done, I'm earning rep and I'm earning engrams anyway. I mean, yes, might the engrams been a little bit quicker? to do that, if I'm trying to just min-max the time I spend there and my amount of suffering, go in with 3. You will suffer. You will have peak suffering unless you have a good friend or two that plays PvP, and you will be rewarded for that peak suffering.
Yeah.
But if you want to go in and at least have a halfway decent time, go in solo and do it that way, because there's at least a chance you might actually get a couple of wins to make that card worthwhile. And 2, you're still going to be earning bounties. You're still going to be earning things towards Guardian games to get those weapons, and for Trials to get those weapons. And just the experience, it's not going to be 5 and out, absolutely getting wiped every single time, like if you go in with 3. I mean, it was just absolutely, we're going to go in, we're going to get stomped. Like, we tried. It did not matter. It absolutely did not matter.
Right.
I could have sat in my little kiddie pool, or I could have tried, and the outcome would have been exactly the same.
Kiddie pool.
So yeah, Trials. Still Trials. Surprising no one.
I mean, that's fair, but at least they did. Look, give them credit where it's due. They did at least fight. They gave you a way that even if you lost, according to Demon, because again, I ran 2-man teams. I didn't experience this for myself. I hardly got any Engrams.
Hello?
But they did. It sounds like at least increase the odds of you being able to get something, even if you lose. Which, I mean, let's be honest. Even if Trials are still Trials, at least you get loot. I'm not going to say no to loot. Now, is it right? Is it wrong? That's entirely up to you. The one thing that does suck, though, is that diamond card. You want to talk about demoralizing?
Oh yeah, don't pick up the diamond card for Trials.
No, we did. No, honestly, I completed it like 3 times, right? That's the only reason I have like 900 medals right now, right? But the problem is like that last time when I was just starting to get done with the whole experience, I didn't know that the card would go down. I was just like, completing it when it was done. I wasn't actually paying attention. And then Micah started running his mouth, which means now I figured out that, holy crap, it goes down. And seeing it go down and down, and it drops by 7%, at least for me, it was dropping 7% at a time, right? And I'm like, oh my God, that's harsh, I mean, it reminds me back in the days of like Luna's Howl, Not Forgotten type stuff, right? Where like you lose progress if you lose, and it wasn't fun back then either. So no, I did not like that. But
no.
But I mean, like you said, the loot's better, so I can't complain about that. So
But the thing is, I think to keep the player base healthy and happy, they need to do more adjustments to Trials, because at the end of the day, to keep the high skilled players happy, they still need to fight people, and they moan constantly that they Grenadier Jake moans that he has to fight. I've got to keep fighting Frostbolt and this and that. I'm playing the same team, so like, well, if you guys keep keeping Trials as this select club, then nobody's going to want to come and play your select club game, even if you are just giving us loot at the beginning of it. We don't want to get stomped. In a 3-person fire team, I understand that they're trying to incentivize you to come back, but it would be nice to get a win here and there every now and again, to play people that are a similar skill level, to even if your card is flawed, to give you a little bit of like, I'm making a little bit of progress. You don't seem to be making any kind of progress in a 3-person fire team unless you've got somebody that is really good.
Right, I agree. Yeah, it's a thing, but like I said, I mean, we do at least have a path again. It used to be the Clan Engrams, and we used to have a lot of Australians on our team that would go do the Trials for us, and we would collect the Engrams, right? Yeah. But I mean, now that that's not a thing anymore, this is just another way for you to get it. But now you got to work a little bit. Fair enough. It's not a free thing. You got to go in there. You got to play at least a little bit, right? But at least
I'm not asking for a free thing. I'm just not asking to be beaten with a hammer every single time that I walk into Trials.
Well, I mean,
just a little bit of matchmaking that would make sense. I mean, the night, and again, I'm not the competitive PvP connoisseur, but like, since I started playing in the last couple of weeks, it is just such a night and day difference.
It is.
Playing competitive makes you feel like you're actually playing competitive. It makes you feel like you can go in and actually look at how you're playing and make adjustments and improve, where that is absolutely not the case in Trials. And the case probably to be made, well, that's not what it's for. The Trials is the all-star game. competitive is your regular season, Trials is the all-star game, and you go in and you see if you're the best of the best, which fine, but like, I mean, it still needs to be just a little bit of matchmaking. Like if we could get a little matchmaking where I'm not getting stomped the very first game, and knowing that the very first 2-3 games until I flaw the card are going to be absolutely horrible. Like just without a doubt, there's no chance that I'm going to play anybody anywhere near my skill level unless it's just a random luck of the draw, and I get the golden ticket. I'm going to go in against the top 2.5% players.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, there was a reason I remembered the person's name because he sent I assume blue messages telling us we were bad, and I'm going, well, that's hardly my fault. If Bungie, which again, I mean, not, I sympathize a little bit on their end going, if I'm going in and trying to go trials and I'm just going solo, give me players who can actually help me get flawless. Like if I'm going in trying to have a good time and you get stuck with me on your team, you're not going to have a good time. You're going, why is this guy here? Just like I'm going, why am I with you? On both ends of this on both ends of the spectrum, this is not what either of us want. He doesn't want to have to drag me along, and I don't want to be anywhere near him. Whether he's on my team or the other side. Like this isn't working out for anybody in this pool. Like,
and the people that are in there, they don't realize that, you can get free loot or whatever, right? So the dude was yelling at us. He's like, what's wrong with y'all? And I straight up said, dude, I suck. I'm a noob. Sorry. Why would you even join? Loot?
Because this is where they put the auto rifle I want.
Yeah, I mean, what, you think I'm here for fun?
Have you heard you can go into PvP and get PvE weapons? Yeah, that's why we're all here. That's it. That's the sole reason. We're not going to the lighthouse. We're just here to earn the trinkets to go back and talk to the nice Birdman.
We'd like to go to the lighthouse if we could fight people of our similar skill.
Right.
It's not having a good time at all. But you got to understand, look, I'm only saying this because, if you're going to be in trials and there's going to be loot and the loot is going to be this easy, you might be a good player. You probably are a good player. But you also have to understand that other people are going to come in. You being salty or you harassing them isn't going to make them play better. You don't want to be on that team? Just leave. Save yourself the 5 losses. Dip out, homeboy.
They do leave. They leave you as a 2-person fire team. You're going.
Okay. People absolutely do. Yep, they absolutely dip out. Like when you go down 2-0 or 3-0, they just dip and go by.
Keep that up.
I mean, the trial population's not looking good, and they're going to be right back where they started, and that's going to be that. And we're going to shrug and go. You brought it on yourself, guys.
But as a community, don't kill the guy. He's just there for loot. If you wanted to call us, build a team. Okay? When you're going into solo, you got to roll those like everybody else, dude. We might get a player on our team. You might get me on yours. That's just how the cards rolled, or the dice roll, dude. So
you might get your top 2.5%. You might get your top 95%. But you yelling at me, guess what? Isn't going to make me play harder. Yeah. No. I'm just going to go, that guy's
or better
a dick.
Or anything.
And I'm going to go, I'm not going to message you back. I'm never going to acknowledge you. I'm going to report you. And then I'm going to say, I'm just going to sit here and hang out the rest of this match. Not like it's going to matter what I do.
Well, not like PC if I try or don't try, because it just hangs out
different.
In PC, it's different because, like, when somebody chats you in PC, unlike Xbox, where it might pop up on your screen and then go away, and in the PC, it kind of hangs out there. It's supposed to disappear over time. Right. A lot of the time, it don't.
The console's the same thing. I'll see text chats from like hours and hours ago going, you don't need to keep showing this to me. I promise you. I understand text chat's a thing.
Mm-hmm. And no matter what you think you're doing, I don't think you're doing what you think you're doing. You're
holding it wrong.
You're better off if you just stop trying to harass me, bro. I know I suck. Do you think I'm here because I'm good? You don't think I see the KD? Shut up.
The reason I wanted to kind of bring up the trials stuff is because I want to kind of give the constructive feedback to Bungie, and this is our way of giving them feedback from average players, because if you go and listen to other podcasts like the DCPs, the Last Word podcast, those people can go into trials and get flawless. We can't. We're not that kind of. We are just the average players that go in, have a bit of fun, and enjoy ourselves. And it's not that enjoyable. And if we're kind of just going in there to get the weapons now, or the people that we're with are just going into, it's only going to decrease over time. You know, people will get their summoners, people will get their prophets, and they won't care about trying to go for an adept version. They'll just go, you know what, it's not worth it. This is not worth it at all. So yeah, that's the whole reason why I wanted to kind of bring it up today. Is that, you know, done a bit of testing, done a bit of playing, and I want to play as 3 people fire team. I want to have a bit of fun. I want to be matched up against people of similar skill to give us a fighting chance. But I can't, so I'm going to have to go in solo to play the game mode and take a chance at being average with the other skill players that are in there. So.
Hey, you know what, me and Eugene tell Bungie to stop putting PvE weapon rolls in PvP, and then you'll never see me again. I promise you. I mean, but if you're gonna put a really good PvE weapon in there, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be on your team probably. Sorry about your bad luck.
Well, that was our this week in moaning. I suppose we should get into the TWAB for the 14th of March 2024. Now that we've moaned, well, there's Into the Light begins on April 9th. And they're going to have a whole bunch of live streams about it. 3 of them, in fact. They've got some plans on further weapon enhancing. Guardian Games All-Stars are a thing. Wallpapers, loads of wallpapers. Fireteam Finder on your phone. Mm-hmm. Things that are broken, and then pretty things to look at.
So, April 9th, huh? Who's going to send me the expansion for my birthday? Because I'm not saying it's April 9th, but it's definitely around there somewhere.
I've got some. Well, I will Respawn. I will send you 2 expansions for your birthday. I will send you the Into the Light Premier Edition.
Ooh.
I will spend all the money to send you this free to everyone, free to play update we're getting on April 9th. So on April 9th, along with update 736, we're getting, you know, further tuning and quality of life updates, they say, as well as Into the Light. And we'll put a couple of videos in the notes this week because of course, as I'm sure Nitedemon has looked at this image and scrutinized every pixel and every polygon on it.
No, I didn't need to. I listened to other podcasts that had also done that.
So there you go. Yeah, so I mean, basically,
I love how we always say other podcasts do things. Just why would anybody listen to us if you're always talking about how other podcasts told you stuff? They're gonna go listen to that podcast.
Because people
I don't mind people listening to other podcasts. The whole idea is that you
one podcast.
Yeah, you get different views, different opinions.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, you know, this Into the Light image. If you've been anywhere near Bungie or Destiny anything in the last couple of days, you've seen this image of 3 Guardians in what looks like the old tower. There's a possibly friendly turret nearby, and a whole lot of Hive all over the place. So people are going Horde mode, Bungie Horde mode, huh?
Look, I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny. Every kind of expansion or every kind of thing that we get promoting something that's happening in Destiny, there's always 3 Guardians on there. There's always the Warlock, the Titan, and the Hunter.
And the Fire Team.
And at no point has anybody gone, oh, are we going to get a Horde mode? Until now, they'll be like, it's like, why does that scream Horde mode? Because there's turrets there.
Because of the friendly turret. That's it, 100%. Because that turret clearly belongs to that Titan, as they are the same color of red. So that's clearly a Titan turret. Titans are getting turrets. Horde mode confirmed.
Oh my god!
We're turning this into Team Fortress.
Titan gets turret,
become the engineer. I can build a turret, and we're good.
Mode, I am.
But you guys can get a shiny hand cannon or something, and the Warlock can have a shiny shotgun. I'm ignoring the sword because that would just simply never happen, shiny or not.
No, you can get the sword next week because it's the Slammer sword, I believe. That's going to be the one in the Nightfalls next week.
Slammer sword,
corrupted Nightfall, and I just want to bring that up. This week I played with a couple of Blues friends that we were doing some Nightfalls at the beginning of the week, and this poor fellow jumped into a chat and he's like, "Oh, I'm not getting this sword to drop from the Nightfalls." And Blue was like, what sword are you looking for? He's like, this new Slammer sword. I'm like, that's not until next week, mate. And he's like, seriously? I'm like, Yeah, there's a rotation of things. I do make a video every week that I do
I was
tell
gonna
people
say,
these
this
things.
is podcast. I know a guy.
I know a guy that makes a video each week, or 2 videos each week, a 3-minute guide and a god awful 20-odd minute video going over into minute detail about what's happening next week. But just follow the video. Just watch the video because.
And if you'd like to follow the god awful video, youtube.com/2titansandahunter for all your god awful video needs.
I say that, but it seems to be the most popular video.
God awful videos.
But it does seem to be the most popular video that people seem to watch. They seem to see the 3-minute video and go, "That's not for me. I want the 26-minute long video of you telling me everything, how to play Crucible. Even though you're not very good at Crucible, you're still going to tell me the game set and how to play it."
No, they like the 26 minute because 26 minutes is the average time it takes a human being to get a nap where they don't have to wake up tired like when they went to sleep.
I was just gonna say maybe it's other people enjoying the sound of your voice and just using that for little nap times.
Exactly.
There you go. Don't knock
as soon
on
as
it.
They stop hearing your voice, they wake up and they're rejuvenated. So there you go.
And they started again and say, "Let's do that again."
And I would like to thank everybody that has tuned in and watched that video, even if you didn't know it was there. People that have kind of started to watch it. We got over 1,000 views last week, which is pretty cool.
Watching, listening. We're not picking. Putting in the background, put it on when you leave the house for your dogs. They love content too.
If you do want to know in a little 3-minute video, or just me telling you in 3 minutes, I can drop that in right here.
Sure can.
This is your weekly rundown of Season 23, Week 17, Season of the Wish. The Dreaming City this week is at a weak curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Strand, and has the Broken Courier mission for the next week. The Blind Well features Scorn enemies and the Plagues, Sicarus and Varicus. The Ascendant challenge this week will be the Forfeit Shrine, which can be located over in the Gardens of Vasilia. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is Beyond. The Trove Guardian is located in Archer's Line, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Hawkis in the Anger of Light. Nightmare hunts Fogoth, Fear, Ghoul, Rage, and Tanix Isolation. On Europa this week, Credis, the Dark Priestess, will be the Empire Hunt, Eventide Ruins will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo challenge will be Survival. Dares of Eternity legendary rounds are Vex, Cabal, and Clarota. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Pathfinder armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with weapon set 4. Fractathis, Quaesura Milo, Volpicula, Wolftone Draw, Iotona Draconis, Canis Major, Contingency Plan, Legal Action 2, Outrageous Fortune, Still Syllabus C14, and Spoiler Alert. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Arrival, Altar of Reflections Catalyst, and Altar of Reflections Insight. The Lightfall weekly mission is First Contact, the Partition mission will be Backdoor, and the Vex incursion this week will be Zephyr Concourse. The Clarota's End Raid challenge this week is the 3rd encounter, Ear the Deathsinger, called Equal Vessels. The Root of Nightmares raid challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Nezarec, called All Hands. The Kingsfall raid challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Daughters of Oryx, called Under Construction. The Vow the Disciple challenge this week is the 1st encounter, Acquisition, called Swift Destruction. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Atheon, called Ensemblous Refrain. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the 3rd encounter, Consecrated Mind, called Staying Alive. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Vault, called Keep Out. Your pinnacle raid will be the Deepstone Crypt over on Europa, which means all challenges will be available for each encounter, with the exotic rocket launcher Eyes of Tomorrow being farmable from the final boss. The pinnacle dungeon will be the Pit of Heresy over on the Moon, and the exotic mission rotator will be Presage, with the Dead Man's Tower exotic scout rifle being the main reward. The Season of the Haunted and opulent weapon sets, plus the Eidolon Pursuant armor set. Lost Sectors, Tuesday Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City for exotic chests, Wednesday Perdition on Europa for exotic helmets, Thursday Bunker E15 on Europa for exotic boots, Friday Concealed Void on Europa for exotic gauntlets, Saturday Thriller Dome on Neptune for exotic chests, Sunday Gilded Precept on Neptune for exotic helmets, and Monday Scavenger's Den on the EDZ for exotic boots. Also, this week's weapon rotation will start on set 1 on Tuesday's reset. Our 17th featured Nightfall will see us face off against Sadia in the Corrupted over on the Dreaming City, with the Slammer Sword being the featured weapon. The 66 Control node will feature Control, Guardian Game Supremacy in the Party Relentless playlist, Showdown in the 3v3 playlist, the new game mode Collision in Crucible Labs, and the mid-season updated Trials of Osiris Dominion at the weekend, with the Prophet Scout Rifle being the featured adept weapon. Also, we still have Guardian Games All-Stars running from March 5th to March 26th, 2024.
where you can earn the brand new exotic vehicle, the Skimmer, and the new arc-heavy grenade launcher, the Hullabaloo. Plus, we still have Moments of Triumph 2023 and Riven's Wishes. Also, as a reminder, starting March 5th, 2024, you can collect a free pile of 700 Bright Dust from the Eververse store every week up until the final Shapes release. Plus, this week we'll see bonus Gambit ranks available all week long. And that's it for the 17th week of Season of the Wish.
Yeah, are we getting a horde mode? Who knows? But it's lots of speculation because Bungie, while the game may have some issues, the hype has no issues. Bungie's hype train and hype team are unmatched. And they're going to tell us more things starting starting March 19th. So on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, which is, oh gosh, my brain, 6 p.m. UTC, England time?
Yes, England time, 6 p.m.
Is when our first live stream.
It's reset time.
Right, there we go. Yeah, so at your reset time, we're also going to get the live stream. The next two will air on the 26th of March and the 2nd of April, both starting also at reset time. So it's unclear. Are these the same? I guess we're getting 3 different live streams.
Three different live streams telling us 3 different things. Yeah.
Yeah. Developer live stream 1, 2, and 3 into the light. So they'll tell us what's going on, and
if you watch them, you could get an emblem.
Oh,
would you like an emblem, or are you sick and tired of emblems? A bit like Ebontis.
There's a dragon emblem with an actual dragon on it now. Don sent it to me, but you have to do a thing to get it.
You have to complete the MX, the Moments of Triumph.
Which did anyone remember? Did anybody remember Moments of Triumph? Was a thing?
Yes, I do. Every week, I remind people. Every week, there's Moments of Triumph to do.
Well, you should remind me too, like verbally, because I completely forgot moment. Other than going to the Bungie rewards and being like, oh, you can redeem this thing that you did. I'm going, oh, right. I remember when that thing popped up once, and then there is nothing in game to tell me that Moments of Triumph is happening. There's no.
Once it came,
not a single. They're like, listen, we gave you the one thing that splashed up with like 4 other alerts, and you just missed those and read them, and then you were never going to speak of it again. That's it. That was your singular moment of triumph. I hope you enjoyed it.
Where do you find your progress for that at?
Well, if you go to your character screen,
if you go to your videos that Nitedemon makes,
and you can look under journeys, and it's in your titles.
Journey.
And it'd be the one up in the top left-hand corner, Moments of Triumph 2023. Do not be fooled that we are in 2024. It is 2023. And there are 26 of those bad boys to complete.
What do I got to do? Complete 21 times.
What have you not got to do?
I have got on Root of Nightmare, Crota's End, Ghost of the Deep. Even though I've already done all of those things, that's dumb.
Yep.
Do it
Complete
again.
all heroic public events. Did all those. So it's not. If you did these in 2023, it's you have to do them again.
No. If you have done them, then they do count. So if you have done the legendary campaign,
right here,
Lightfall,
Root of Nightmare, Crota's End, Ghost of the Deep. I've done all those.
Oh no, those you do have to do again.
I've also done all the heroic stuff on Neuroma, and it says I'm missing one. That's a lie.
But then no, you're missing one.
Place, whatever. And I'm not getting that dragon emblem. That's not going to be a thing.
Oh,
I've completed 26 of 30, and apparently that's all I need to do.
Where do you fish at?
Yeah,
the same places you could always fish.
Yeah, they're all still there. I tell everyone each week. Yeah, I tell everyone every week in the videos. Yeah. They're still there until June, and even then they might still be around.
Yeah, same place you always could. Yeah, I've done 26 of the 30 feet, so I don't need to worry about the rest of them.
There you go.
We're good here.
There's things on here you can't do by yourself. You have to do activities with an entire fire team of the same element. I hate those. I hate anything where you have to depend on someone else. That's why I still don't have the Rat King Catalyst. That's why it's still stuck at 70%, because nobody uses the damn thing.
Well, all you have to do is say to your friends. I don't know where they are, but say to your friends, put on a Rat King.
Just say we're going to do this. It's going to have great fun. So if you'd like to put on your Rat King, or if you'd like to earn, there's a pretty green emblem with some sparklies on it. It's green and black and white. Or there's those hold deer, and there's an Echo Diamond emblem, which is a nice red and black emblem of I don't know what it is. looks like a sundial to my eye, but I don't know, some kind of circular thingy. Basically, watch 30 minutes of the live streams across any of the 3 live streams. So just watch 30 minutes across any of those 3 live streams, and you'll get the Those Hold Dear emblem. And if you watch for at least 2 hours total across those 3 live streams, you'll get the Echo Diamond emblem. And we'll have there's pictures in the TWAB. Maybe Nitedemon will drop them into the podcast links for chapter art. Who knows? But if you want more emblems, you can earn them. Or if you can go, nah, we don't really care, you cannot care about them. And Bungie reminds you to link your Twitch profile with your Bungie ID, which you've probably already done at this point, because if you're in game and you're saying, hey, I would like to get this diamond achievement for watching someone for 2 hours, the game will continue to tell you on that emblem, or I'm sorry, on that Guardian Games bounty to pick up, it'll say link your Bungie account until you have watched 2 hours of somebody, and then it'll say, oh, by the way, you can claim this now. So if you're sitting here going, I've been watching people, why am I not getting any credit for it? There is a drops and rewards page on Twitch. So whether you're on the mobile app or the Twitch website, go, click your little picture of your little icon for your account, drop it down to drops and rewards, and it will tell you on your diamond medallion what percentage of the 2 hours it sees that you've done. And then once you do hit the 2 hours, it should pop up and go like, hey, you've earned this thing. Congratulations. Go to that page, click a button, and it will say, yes, send this to me in game. Because that's the other piece. You have to go to Twitch. I think it's twitch.tv/drops/inventory. And it will tell you what you have available. You have to hit the button for it to actually send it to you in the game. Then you can go back to EVA to collect it. So at no point will it tell you, hey, your accounts are linked, you're good to go. In the game, it will say, hey, I'm broken, link your account until the point you earn it. So that's fun. So if you've missed out on the first week, you've got some time to get the second week one done, and then will be one more next week for the third week of Guardian Games.
Mm-hmm.
And you can bank that for 75 more hullabaloos.
Yeah.
No.
But why would you need 75 hullabaloos?
Peroty and sorry, everyone I played with except for me has gotten the submachine gun that I want, and they don't want it. Like
no. At no point did I say I didn't want it.
Well, no, you were all right, but everybody else was giving me crap about it.
And no, I want it and have enjoyed it very much.
The
destabilizing, the title with the destabilizing rounds and repulsor brace roll.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of fun.
One. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying it. It has a range master work on it. I've got 103 enemies killed on this thing so far. It's really fun.
Shut up!
But well, if you want to have some different fun though, because while it's void and lovely, I've been running around with the giant solar titan all season. I did get a Parabellum to drop, which from I don't remember where. It's a solar SMG. I don't remember if that's a world drop or where it came from at this point. That has attrition orbs and heal clip on it. So I've taken that thing in the gambit and just going, hi, I'm gonna murder you. I'm gonna heal and I'm gonna drop orbs while I do it. I've just been giggling to myself the whole time.
Yeah, because you can do the fire sprites and the sun spots, right? Or can you only do one?
Yep. No, I can do both.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you're absolutely invisible.
I've been running around just giggling with that thing and using the big giant fiery slam with the Pyrogale gauntlets and just setting everything ablaze. It's been good fun in Prophecy. It's been good fun in Gambit. It's been good fun.
Can you still use your Firewall of Death, the non-super, when you have those on? And it does the same thing to your Firewall melee thing? I don't know what it's called. Yes. You put up a big wall of fire and it does way too much damage for charge.
You slide and jump and punch, and it does the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dude, the Pyrogales affect both your Birdie Maul Super and the melee.
That might even be my favorite move in the game. I mean, honestly, that move was just that's got FU written all over it. It's like, I am here to stay and you are not. Goodbye.
The Pyrogale gauntlets, they have a percussive flames perk on them, modifies your Birdie Maul into a single high damage slam of your hammer that creates several cyclones of flame, and then it turns your Consecration's second slam it also creates a Cyclone of Flame. So you're just a Cyclone of Flame machine going, oh, is that a boss there? You let me know when he shows up.
Right. No, that is stupid strong, man. I can't believe your melee does, in some cases, more damage than a super. Like, legitimately. And it's just a charge melee that you can get back immediately. Or damn near immediately. That's so broken and I love it. I really wish the hunters had.
You just have to go back to your ice tornadoes and cry.
And ice tornadoes aren't bad, bro. They're not bad. They don't do as much damage, but locking things into place is not a bad way to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So Bungie talks about making enhanced traits more obtainable, and they have this list of weapons that we've already told you about. But I don't feel like Nitedemon would let me not tell you about them again. So, if you do want to go into Trials, the Prophet Scout Rifle and the Summoner Auto Rifle are there. Iron Banner, our Tusk of the Boar grenade launcher, and our Multi-Mach CCX submachine gun are coming back. The Slammer Sword,
isn't it?
Yeah, the Slammer Sword will be up next week in Nightfall. So on Tuesday, basically tomorrow, as you listen to this, the Slammer Sword will be up in Nightfalls, and the Wild Style grenade launcher is also in the rotation. At this point, you know about the tracks of post, the title, and the hullabaloo. If you haven't seen those, you're not Guardian Gamesing. And Prophecy's Dungeons, Prosecutor, Auto Rifle, Adjudicator Scout, Adjudicator Submachine Gun, also vicious. Relentless Pulse Rifle, the Judgment Hand Cannon, Darkest Before Pulse Rifle, and the Sudden Death Shotgun are all in the loot pool and available to get. And some of those are spicy, delicious rolls.
I know one of you two knows the video where it shows you how to skip the first part of the Prophecy Dungeon so you can go directly to the boss and get the top rifle. All right.
If you jump on the first bully and have a sword out and just sword slash all the way up to the top.
Eager Edge apparently works best from what I'm told. But
you can use any sword,
so
it's fine.
If you want to farm the auto rifle specifically, like he said, like as soon as you start the dungeon, there's a ball like right in front of you, a big sphere, golden black sphere, and you jump on it, and there's a tunnel above, and you jump up there, and you sword dash your way out, and then you skip all that shenanigans, and you go right to the boss. But yeah, I mean, the shenanigans aren't hard to do, but they are time consuming, so having somebody that just drags you up there is a lot faster. As long as they don't start the boss fight and you never get to get your super or heavy ammo, looking at you, bud.
So, Peroty, why are you telling us about these weapons? Is there going to be a special reason why we want to keep collecting these weapons and hoard them in our non-existent overflowing vault?
Because loot.
No reason. I just thought I mentioned them. Absolutely no reason.
So they want us to farm these and keep them. I'm just getting this.
Yeah. There's not been a weapon scene that's been collecting feedback on weapon crafting and enhancement. They don't recognize that players want access to more enhanced perks, and so they want to make our favorite gear more capable, I guess. So they're looking at these weapons, going, which of these do we care about? Bungie, like Nitedemon said, I can't care about all of them because I have nowhere to put them all.
Yeah,
but give me a place to put them all, and you'll have a better idea what I care about.
So what they're basically saying is that these weapons that you've just read out are going to be retroactively be able to have red borders or slot the red borders into to then be able to craft to make more enhanced traits on them come final shape on the 4th of June.
Is, for all of you that don't know...
I've already pointed out the problem with that is if you want to store them up in your vault, you've got to have space in your vault.
That's not the problem. The problem is,
do I retroactively get a second?
You also have to do raids because you need...
No, you don't.
This has nothing to do with... No, these aren't raid. None of these are raid weapons.
No, make something into a red border weapon, you need 15 raid currencies.
No,
that's only for raids.
This is Bungie saying we're going... Right now, there are no red borders on these things. They're going to add them later on in the game, where you can go into Prophecy, Nightfalls, Iron Banner, Trials, Guardian Games, presumably when it comes up next year, and get them as red borders. This has nothing to do with the raid currency.
And if you hold on to them now, they will turn into red borders. Or
you had to have raid.
If you hold on to them now,
red border. You not?
No. So if you hold on to them now, So like you do when you get a red border to drop, and it's not a raid weapon. Say it's one of the kind of the seasonal weapons. So I haven't got anything for example here. Because I haven't got anything.
You can take your hullabaloo. At this point next year, you will have a second hullabaloo you can craft onto the top of this one because you've gotten so many to drop.
Yeah, but I don't think the hullabaloos are going to be red bordered.
That's what they said they're going to do.
Respawn. Bungie is literally saying this list of weapons is what they're looking at to turn into red border weapons. So the Prophet, the Summoner, that whole list, that's what they're looking at turning into red borders. I don't know if they're going to turn all of them into red borders or just, basically look at the numbers and say, what do you players care about and turn those into red borders? Summoner, yes, please. But yeah, they're saying we're going to look at these and turn some of them into red borders. Some, all, whatever they decide to do.
So like you can get regular red borders to drop. So like the Syncopation Pulse Rifle, the Round Robin Hand Cannon, the Lethophobia Bow from this season. Those, once you're playing the event or if you're ranking up with Riven, you have a chance to maybe throw some engrams at her and go, can I have a red border? And she goes, yes, no, yes. Like, and then you can go craft it, but you don't need the raid stuff. Raid stuff is only literally for raid red borders. So if you want to make a raid weapon that you've had drop into a red border, you need the spoils, and you also need the
That's what it is.
You need the things from the season pass, which are called deep sight harmonizers. So you need those to create your red. So what they're basically saying is that if you have deep sight harmonizers in the final shape, you could potentially put them on your Prophet Scout Rifle, your Summoner Auto Rifle, your Tusk of the Boar Iron Banner. That's going to be interesting. Multi-Mac, and like all the other weapons that they've named from the Prophecy Dungeon, and potentially turn those into a red border to then extract the red border to then go to the crafting table to make the one that you want. I know that was a long way round. I've got a cold and I needed to explain it like that.
And now we have. So yeah.
Yes.
So get those weapons, keep them if you can. If not, there'll be more opportunities to earn them.
Yeah.
And we've already had a moan about Guardian games. It's here. They've balanced things. The balance has shifted. People have pieced out because they already have their 75,000 hullabaloos, and except for Respawn, got the title they wanted. And everybody watched the Sidearm 2.0 track supposed Scout Rifle and have gotten the Scout Rifle they wanted. So
can we talk about that slightly? I know we do bring it up each year, and Respawn is right 100% that their weighting on this whole system is completely wrong. When we first started off the first week and people saw that if they all jumped on their hunters to get the Sparrow, or not the Sparrow, the Skimmer, and do the Guardian games to get all the different packages to then piece out after that, that's what everybody did, no matter whether you were a Titan or a Warlock. If you wanted it to get in and out very quickly, you all jumped onto your hunter. So I think even the weighting that the Bungie had in their mind when they said, oh, we're going to weight it differently, went out the window because everybody went, you know what, we're just going to jump on the hunter to get the thing and then we're going to piece out. Now Bungie have kind of altered it even further, which then don't make it fair for the players that are still here as hunters, as warlocks and as titans, because it's now completely skewed. So again, they've shot themselves in the foot. Also with the thing that you can't go and play as your own class for a Guardian Games event that is class based is strange.
Right. But they'll still require you to matchmake. Like I said, I was going into Gambit because finally, I mean, my other bone to pick with this is they're like, oh, go play your focused events. I swear, every time I get on, there is no focus event running, and it must have just ended because it's like in 6 hours is your next focus event. I got on and it was like, oh, yeah, I got on and it was like, oh, it was like 44 seconds left in this Gambit focus event. I'm like, great. So I went and played one match of Gambit, and then it was like, all right, 6 hours until our next one. I'm going, why?
Yeah,
this is stupid. Why? But I finally got on yesterday.
Is if you forget to put your class item on and you're there for the whole 3 hours, you get in the medals, and you're like, yeah, the package.
And
why don't I have my package? Where's my package?
No packet. Sure, packages. Packages. You should be getting packages. Plural.
Yeah.
You should be seeing those after every match because I finally.
The focus one. You know how you got to get the 3 for the skimmer?
Yes.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, what the hell's my package? And then I'm looking, I'm like, oh, my class item got shifted because I damn automatic, class picker thing and put my normal class item on. Yeah.
Yep, this is your PSA. Every time you switch loadouts, make sure you put the class item back on. Otherwise, you'll be a very sad respawn. Yeah, no, I know. I've done that a number of times this week. Going, did I switch things over? Did I have this? No, I sure didn't. So if you're standing in the tower, it should say All-Star Contender in the corner to remind you that, hey, you have the thing on, and that'll be good. But I finally got on again with Blue Screen the other day, and we played a little bit of Gambit because it was a focus thing. And I was like, let me see if I can figure out how these packages work or how the focusing works. Because here we are, week 2, basically ending of this event. And I still don't understand it because I haven't been on while any of them have been live to play for any amount of time. So it was like finally, okay. So I was like, oh, great. So I was a Titan. He was on a Warlock or vice versa. I can't remember. So I was like, let me go into Gambit. And of course, all the Gambits are class versus class. Which, no, they aren't Bungie because you turn that off week 1.
Right.
But you're still, if you go in with the fire team, you still have to match classes. So what's the point of turning off the class versus class based matchmaking, but then still not letting you just go in with whoever? It's silly and doesn't make any sense and just makes this more of a mockery than it already was. So we switched classes and went in together.
Why is it when I go in class based, I always have a Titan and I always have a Warlock? I thought it was supposed to be all hunters. Why do I always have a Titan and a Warlock in the class?
Because they turned week 1. They said they turned it off for Crucible and PvP.
This is even
and Crucible
Vincent's
and Gambit.
No, I even had it.
Right. It is not class based matchmaking anymore. It will tell you it is on the screen. If you try to go in with friends, it'll tell you to be the same class. But the matchmaking is absolutely not class based matchmaking. For any PvP or any Gambit, it's going to match whoever it wants with everyone it wants. So yeah, sometimes sometimes we played one match and there were 4 Titans. We played one match with 2 Titans and 2 Warlocks. We played one match where we were the 2 Titans, a Hunter and a Warlock. It just depends. There's no class-based matchmaking anymore in it. So it's why. But finally we were able to play during the focus activity. And once you're, the class you're playing, once it passes the threshold, every match you complete, you'll get a tier 1, 2, or 3 package depending where your class is sitting. And if you're going, where is my class sitting and which class did I pledge to? That's where that little icon in the tower above the 4 Guardian Games playlist, that little hey, tell me what's going on. We'll tell you what the tiers are. We'll tell you where each class is sitting and which package you should hope to receive. So, it is really nice once your class passes tier 1, every match you play gives you a tier 1 package, which is a bronze medallion, tier 2 is a silver medallion, and tier 3 is a gold medallion, and you can stack those. I don't know what they stack to, because I think we only got up to 5 of anything, but you can stack those and then go to the tower, redeem them, turn them all in, rinse and repeat. It just would have been nice to have that laid out, or to have these be active. I don't understand why there's a 6-hour break in between each focus activity, so you could play a little bit every day and never actually see a focus activity at all.
That's why Bungie needs 6 hours to flip a switch. I'm giving them crap, but that is dumb. Was it you and Nitedemon that said just rotate? Just why?
Probably both of us and probably everyone else. Yeah, it's why is it off? Why is it unfocused more than it's focused if it's this 3-week activity that we're all supposed to be excited for? So
yeah.
And then and then there's the Guardian Games Cup going on that people are fundraising for, and they've got the numbers. They've got the numbers here, and I think they corrected this. Said, hey, these numbers we gave you weren't correct, but people have raised a whole lot of money. People have dunked a whole lot of motes. Medals, not motes, and just to reinforce the fact that if you give people a number to hit, somebody will go out there and absolutely no life that number. So that they have the top 10 medals dunked teams. The number 10 team has 13,500 medals. The top team, 10 places up, 175,200 medals. So it just goes to show, and they are at 175. Team number 2, 81,000. So I'm just going to show if you give somebody a number to hit, they will make that number go as high as absolutely possible.
And doesn't that make you feel good about humanity, though? No, well, not just the skimmer. Wait, hold on. What? What about the skimmer?
The real
Who are you
life skimmer.
talking to?
Oh, the real
Oh,
life one. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean,
this is
it's
the real
also for
life.
charity though, and that's what makes me feel good. Is a lot of these charities? I don't think Bungie's ever not hit a number when they've had a charity event. You know, even
Oh
if like
no,
the prize
they
is
hit the
stupid,
number
we
in
don't
like a
want it. They
day.
still hit the number. Yeah. And that is one thing I do really appreciate about the Destiny community. As much crap as I give the game and the devs and all this other stuff, the community is like, "Oh, there's a charity thing. I got you, bro. I got you." Especially what was it? The iPad pod,
iPads for
something
kids.
for kids. Yeah, that man.
Mhm.
They hit that. That was a big number too, if I remember correctly. And they hit that like in what 2 days or something like that for that
Yeah,
charity.
yeah,
That was
they
crazy.
all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
And I
Bungie's
do
like, can you
appreciate
raise a
that.
couple $1 million? And we're like, yeah, give us an hour.
Got you. Yeah, an hour.
Yeah.
I feel like that's about what it is these days. They're like, we've got 6 days to hit this, and they're like, oh, you took 45 minutes. Okay, we're gonna make the number higher now.
Yeah. I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, they're like, "Oh, if you want this cool thing," because they had a contest that we had to do a thing or solve a puzzle or something, and they're like, "Yeah, we want the number of people to do this, so y'all can we can give you a puzzle clue." Or I can't remember what it was, but we had to hit a number as a community to get a thing, right? And we hit it damn near immediately, and Bungie's like, wow, no, we're gonna raise that number, but
We aren't ready to give that to you yet. Yeah, as the kids would say, the community said, bet.
Yeah, right.
Respawn. Would you like wallpapers? Would you like some 9x16 wallpapers or some 16x9 wallpapers? We've got we have a cool vaguely Cade looking hunter on a skimmer doing skimmer tricks. We have a warlock it looks like he's reaching back to receive a baton in a relay race or something. So he's all there ready to run. We've got a Titan holding a hullabaloo because he hates himself and doesn't want to be happy. Yeah. So there's some Guardian Games themed wallpapers. You can tell the content is peak content this week when wallpapers are in the TWAB, but they're fun wallpapers.
I mean, is there a dragon emblem or wallpaper?
Yes, there's a dragon emblem. There's a dragon emblem.
I know that
yes,
I'm in
wallpaper
wallpaper. My brain is really starting to shut down right now.
Well, that's why we're trying to get through the rest of this. So you can find your fire team in more places.
Oh, I like the idea of that.
Yeah, so in case you haven't noticed, this week they updated the Destiny 2 companion app to support the current Fire Team Finder system. It's in beta, so it may not be perfect, but the legacy Fire Team Finder will still work during this time, but their intention is to phase that one out and use the new Fire Team Finder. And starting March 19th, there will also be a web version of the Fire Team Finder available to all players, also in beta. So in-game, on your phone, or from a web browser, you can Fire Team Find. And
I like the idea of the web browser one, because sometimes but I like the fact that if it's web-based, that you can actually just go onto because there's a lot of stuff that you can't do on the website that you can do on your app, on your phone or on your tablet, and it's it should just do everything, everything everywhere, always,
all at once.
Yes. Keep in mind when it comes to apps, you've only got so much space on your phone. A computer is a little more generous, right? But an app, you're limited with your space, your processor, your RAM, all that stuff. So they have to give you what they can, given the allotted resources that they can use. Now, of course, as phones get better, that's going to increase and whatnot. But
what are you talking? What year are you coming to us from exactly?
1998.
That is still a limitation, though. I mean, it might not be a realistic one
anymore,
but it's still a limitation.
I'm pretty sure the Bungie app is not a limiting factor. I'm pretty sure if I were to look at the apps on this phone, that the Bungie app is not the one that's taking up all the space.
No, but the thing is, you can Fire Team Find on the app, but you can't do it on the website. That's what I'm saying. Is it's good to have it on the website now.
Yeah, and I think that'll help it too. Just it'd be a little more friendly towards, because if you're in the game, you're like, I want to go do a thing now. Who's doing things now? I think with the web version, it'll be a little more like 100.io, a little more. Hey, I want to pre-plan. Hey, in a couple hours, I want to go do this. Hey, I'm hey, I'm on my way home from work in 30 minutes. Hey, I want to go do this thing. Let me start looking for people. Something like Yeah, and again, and if you're on PC, it just seems like a no-brainer of, hey, now I can have a browser open, Fireteam Find on this screen, be in the game on that screen, and keep tabs on, what I'm looking for or who's going to join my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, browser for the win. And now it's time for your player support report. And the official class endorsement of the player support team goes to Warlocks, as always. Privacy and safety update. Apparently they were going to prompt us to enter a birth date. I wasn't prompted. Maybe they entered a birth date. But on March 12th, you should have seen a prompt to enter your birth date in your account.
Nope.
So if you did, great. If you didn't, great. Move on with life. PlayStation voice and text chat. We got some bad news, guys. You should just not be on PlayStation because they're aware of the issue preventing players from utilizing voice and text chat since the 7.3.5 update. And they are actively working on a solution, but it's not ready yet. They'll deploy it as soon as possible, but that is not today. So your text and voice chat still broken on PlayStation. You should claim your event card items. So the Guardian Games concludes at the weekly reset on March 26th. So not this week, but the next week. So as you're hearing my voice on, Monday or Tuesday of this week, it's the next week that the event concludes. Claim all the things by then. If you have event cards things, claim them. If you want to upgrade your event card, do that. Claim it all by the March 26th weekly update, and you'll have your things. And if you don't claim them, then they're lost into the ether forever.
Or,
as always,
you don't have to. We're not telling you how to live your life.
No, we do. We're here to inform people to do that. Yeah.
No, I'm telling you. I'm telling you should. I mean, if nothing else, it's materials or shards, or put them in your vault to have them be red borders. Don't do all that work. Like Respawn says, it's about the loot. Don't do all the work and then not collect your loot. That's just silly.
Yeah.
We have a code of conduct update with community standards and code of conduct as they expand into new and exciting projects. So I'm not sure what new and exciting projects, but these updates outline the principles they ask our community to follow, fostering respect, fair play, and camaraderie, all of which are essential for the future of our community. So Bungie says, don't be a d-. And they're going to update their policies to better say, don't be a d-.
Hey, Respawn said that
known
earlier.
issues.
Look at that. I didn't even read the TWAB.
Mm-hmm. Known issues are still that players on PlayStation can't speak or text to each other. Your skimmer grinding only works with the toggle crouch setting. It does not work with the hold crouch setting, same as last week. So toggle that to the toggle if you want to be a cool skimmer rider like the rest of us. Again, some people on the DTL screen under the Guardian games are still being redirected to the Witch Queen purchase, even though the Witch Queen is not required to play the Guardian games.
Give me money.
The Last Right Scout Rifle uses the same visual appearance as the Prophet Scout Rifle, even though they are different. The drop-in and top-of-class Guardian Games All-Star quests remain available on EVA even after the player has already claimed them. The Final Strand quest is not progressing when the Cabal missive is acquired. And the Trials Passage of Persistence will flaw if the first batch on a card is a loss.
Yes.
So yes, known issue. They're gonna work on it. And we did get a little baby patch this week on March 12th. What day was that? Was that Tuesday? It was Tuesday. Tuesday, the day that the game was down for much of the day. They gave us a little patch. The one about in Crucible where glaives are only receiving 1 round of special ammo. Well, they fixed that. Your Supremacy Guardian games matches. Well, we're not using the new Crucible sandbox update. Neither were private matches. That was fixed. The issue with the Aurora Sacrifice armor ornament could cause surrounding environments to glow red when viewed in third person. Fixed that for some reason. That was an issue to someone. Skimmers could jump on the side of walls. Now they can't.
Oh.
They did fix the whole thing about your game client crashing when performing tricks on skimmers for other people. So apparently if you were doing things on skimmers, it would crash the game for other people in your instance in the free roam areas and other places. Claiming the Alliance Requisition Bundle from the Seasonal tab was not showing the correct post-purchase animation. Now it does. Your player's platform would appear under the player details rather than your Bungie name. So instead of your Bungie name, it would be like PlayStation. And no, that's not right. So now it should be. And they fixed an exploit that could cause crashes for other players in the area, which I'm fairly certain is also related to the skimmers crashing games for people. So yeah, they fixed those things, so those should be better now.
Ish.
I did see this really cool thing on TikTok. Was it on Reddit? No,
there's nothing cool on TikTok.
Came up on No, but it came up on my phone that somebody went, "Hey, look, I had an Iron Banner Engram that was in my Postmaster or on my character, and I popped it open and I got a Multimax CCX or the Tusk of the Boar, whatever it was." And I was like, "Ooh,
Those are two
that's
very
it."
different weapons. One's
But
one's a
Well,
rocket launcher.
one of the two new ones.
Yeah,
Is important.
it's one of the two new versions of it, and I was like, would are they telling porcupines? Have they just kind of gone into the game and gone, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this?
Telling porcupines?
Yeah, lies, porcupines lies.
All right, whatever.
And that has been your Britishism of the week.
And I was like, I have some Iron Banner engrams that are just sitting around for a very long time. I'll see what I can do with them. And I popped one, and it gave me a Multimax CCX, and it has got the new stuff on it. So it's got the field tested origin trait on there. Defeating targets or dealing damage with this weapon gradually increase range, stability, handling, and reload speed. And it's also got the Skulking Wolf perk on there. It also comes with kinetic tremors and attrition orbs with a pended mag, chamber compensator, or corkscrew rifling with a handling masterwork. And I'm like, I've got some on some other characters. I might go over to there and see if I can get some of these new weapons to drop before Iron Banner comes back around to there. And then I can focus them. I can go to old Salad Head and say, Salad Head, you've already given me this for this new season. I know we haven't played, but I've got like 98 of these engrams that you gave me over the last couple of Iron Banners. Give me some new rolls. Give me some god rolls.
I have a lot of these. Don't ask where I got it from. Just know that I have it, and now I would like more of them. Please and thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, on my I've only got 34. I haven't got, because I think I'd rolled a couple of some of the other weapons. So yeah, I've got 34 ready for when Iron Banner comes back, and I believe that's April 2nd. So there, just in time for your birthday respawn, you can play Iron Banner on your birthday.
Well, that's a week early, but okay.
No, but it'll still be here for your birthday.
Yeah, but it's Iron Banner.
And Respawn, I do have a request that you watch the movie of the week, the top one, because I think you will get a great enjoyment out of that. Because I saw that one online before it ended up as movie of the week, and it's perfection. It's possibly peak hunter nonsense.
Peak hunter nonsense? There is no such thing as peak hunter nonsense.
Oh no! I think there is, and it's been captured here in this video.
Do we have some Respawn report roundups? Do we have a Respawn rage rant? Oh, do we do?
I don't know about the rage rant. I haven't read the roundup yet, but we'll see. So, this is from the Destiny 2 team. They say, we just issued a change to apply scaling to focus activity scoring to help balance out the population difference between classes, aka we're messing with numbers because we don't want hunters to win. We're giving a boost to the Warlocks and the Titans. Gee, you think?
Does it make you laugh, though, that they go, the Warlocks and the Titans, so they go, it's not the Titans that we're putting first in that sentence. No, but they're not going, well, it's Titans, then Warlocks. Because the first thing that sticks in your mind is like, oh, Warlocks and then Titans.
Yeah. Over the weekend, based on previous class concurrency, and will issue a more permanent fix early next week. You're not fixing this, Bungie. You're breaking it. Every time you mess with the numbers, you're only breaking it. This is not a fix. Okay? If you want to fix this competition, I'm having it every week. Year.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think they are fixing the competition.
Oh,
no, you're thinking they're fixing. No, it's fixed now. We're good.
No. The people we want to win are going to win. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Yeah, I got you. All right. So, from again Destiny 2 team, we've updated the 7.3.5 patch notes to include a change to the Manticore that was not listed. The Manticore, as we all know, is the submachine gun that makes you float. And what it does is the max damage buff from swooping talons has been increased from 40% to 100% in PvE only. That sounds cool until you realize the gun sucks.
No.
There's a number of YouTube videos have told me this week about the stealth nerf to the Manticore that apparently wasn't.
As Sukos is telling me. As Sukos told me this week, which I will link in the show notes, of why it's really good now.
Okay, so he just said it was nerfed, and you're saying it's really good. You're both throwing me off.
No. It's not nerfed. A bunch of people have made videos about the stealth. I'm sorry, the stealth buff, not stealth nerf. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The stealth buff to it that wasn't mentioned. And Bungie said, "Oh, well, it wasn't meant to be stealth." Whoopsie.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah,
but
it's better now. I've actually seen it in the wild.
But even if it is better, the fact that I'll randomly start floating when I want to fall really screws up my entire gameplay. You know,
because you're a hunter, you're meant to fall like a rock. You need to embrace the warlockiness. The warlock is the master of the floof, and if you can floof better, it's for the warlock. It's not for you. You're the rock.
But
people.
if I
You
wanted
fall
to floof,
right to the ground.
I would be
right to the ground.
You
fall right to the
people.
ground. Yes. Hunter jumping is you jump and then you plummet directly back to the ground. You want to be on the ground. That is your natural habitat. Hunters don't believe in jumping.
Argue, but yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie Stevens, not to be confused with. I'm not going to go there. Never mind. Remember.
Well, I'm already confused, so
don't worry about it.
You didn't accomplish that, did you?
Remember that Into the Light is free content update. Everywhere you see everything you see here is for free.
And that's the same image that they've teased. And Robbie Stevens, if you're going, who is Robbie Stevens and why should I trust this person, is the assistant game director for Destiny 2. So just reminding us that this Into the Light update is free, and they're going to tell us more on Tuesday at the first of 3 developer live streams.
Now that sword, is that the guillotine with a new skin, or is that a fire version of the guillotine?
That's the Slammer sword.
You're going to have to watch 75 people's videos telling you all about the breakdown of this single image that we all have so far.
Yeah, so far we're getting reprised weapons like the Midnight Coup coming back from just looking at the image. It's going to be a horde mode. It's going to be in the city. We're going to be being able to deploy turrets and things. It's basically going to be Gears of War horde mode in the city with a 3-person fire team because that's because there's 3 guardians on the picture. So it could be anything, but a lot of people were saying temper your expectations because this is something Bungie have kind of pulled out of nowhere because they want to kind of fill that gap between Lightfall and the final shape. But I don't believe that. I believe that this is something that they've had in develop for a long time because they've been talking about getting players up to speed with the game and getting new players invested in the game. So maybe this has been the thing that they've been developing all the time alongside the final shape.
How you talk, dude?
Yeah, I know. It's just like
I'm
trying to breathe.
Worse the longer you go.
I'm trying to breathe. So I genuinely think that this is something they've had in development for a very long time, which is why they need the 3 streams to explain it to people and say, this isn't kind of just something we're throwing you a bone. This was meant to be like going with Lightfall. So this is why it's coming now. I mean, it gave them a little bit more breathing room because if it was meant to come with Lightfall, then not Lightfall, meant to come with the final shape, then it would have been in February, but it did give them an extra bit of breathing room for a couple of months to kind of get this into the game so that they could get more players invested in the game. So I have faith that this is going to be a substantial kind of thing in the game and rewarding.
So this is not going to be our dating sim, is what you're saying.
It could be as well.
I mean, can I romance the Hive? I mean, it's an option.
Yeah.
So I will give you a reprieve. And I'll talk about some videos I've found, and you can talk about some videos you've found that people should go off and watch until we're back with them next week.
Okay, then.
So, Dado believes that the weekly dungeon raid and Nightfall rotators need to die. It's silly. Why should I have to wait for a thing to rotate and be up? No, we shouldn't. It should just be there.
No, I disagree. I completely disagree.
I agree with Dado. Dado's always right. Dado's made bajillions of dollars because he's always right. You don't get to say this.
No, I do get a say in this.
Take it to Dado's comment, and he'll hear you out.
No, he won't hear me out because he's not getting in my vault. So at the end of the day, I can disagree with Datto because I think the rotators are a good thing to keep the community focused each week for doing different things. Because if you had everything open all of the time, it'd be exactly what it's like in Trials, a complete, just everything all over the place. You wouldn't have any kind of, I can't remember the word. I don't know the word. I can't remember it. Like,
See, I was trying to give you a break for your brain and your breathing, and this is what you've done. You're trying to be the Empire. You're trying to control everything.
no, I'm not. But I this is the first video you've brought up, and I've been hearing people talking about it all week, and I'm like, no, I completely disagree with you. There needs to be some order. There needs to be some structure to the game in a certain way. And maybe if we had like,
you can have order and
possibly
structure without rotators. Like, you know how long I've been trying to get back into a Nightfall to get that freaking waveframe grenade launcher that just came out? You know? Not the Hullabaloo, shut up, Peroty. The Nightfall one. I forgot the name of it, but it was out a few weeks ago and I missed it. No, Wild Styles shoots 2 rounds a month. Undercurrent? Yeah, that one. I want that one.
Yeah. Well, you are on the show that I do tell you each week of the different things, so...
Well, I'm not denying that. What I'm saying is I don't want to have to wait 6 weeks if I happen to work one week and I miss the one weapon I want.
Yeah, I mean that's different to the rotations because you're now then asking for all the weapons to be available each week in each Nightfall.
And what's wrong with that? No, okay, no, hold on. I'm not saying in each Nightfall, but you know how we can pick the Nightfalls if you have the title, right? Why can't we pick the Nightfall that has the weapon that we want?
Yeah. But then you'd only get one chance at it.
And you can even make it the requirement. If you get the title, you can pick your Nightfall, and whatever Nightfall drops that weapon will drop that weapon for you.
But you only get one chance at that until it's out of the road. Until it's out of your conquer
that's
title.
That's going to change too. No, that's going to change too.
Because at the moment, Bungie says no.
I mean, a lot of people were saying, with the rotations, like you were saying, it takes a while for it to come back around. But nobody's stopping you from going and playing the Prophecy this week if you want to go get those weapons. Yes, you've only got 3 chances if you've got 3 characters, or if you make 3 characters, and the rotation will come back around again. And the same with the other raids and the other dungeons and things. So it's a good structure to keep going. Yeah, but you're talking about the rotation of the weapons and things.
Yeah,
and I'm also talking about the rotations.
I guess. But yeah, rotations are dumb. Especially the more weapons you get in the Nightfall, the longer that rotation is going to be until your weapon comes around. And that's assuming that Bungie even keeps to the schedules. Because as we all know, especially with the Iron Banana schedule, they don't inherently keep to their schedules.
They do. They've told us, and I just wasn't happy with the schedule. But I think it's good to have a bit of structure in the game. Otherwise, it's just complete chaos because you wouldn't have a focus each week.
You have a problem with chaos?
Yeah, you've been into Trials, haven't you? Trials is chaos.
Trials is just people that are good.
Trials is chaos. Pain and chaos.
Trials is pain,
and it would be the same if they changed the rotators. Maybe add a few more things to the rotators. So maybe there's 2 dungeons up and maybe two raids. So people have got a choice. Or, they rotate differently so that you get 2 different raids and 2 different dungeons each rotation. So that and let people know ahead of time so that
why not have 3? Why not have 4? Why not have I don't know, all of them?
All 8 of them? Because if you do that, the content will dry up very, very quickly because you'll get people just going in and farming Cali
and
getting all the weapons and then just not going back and playing ever again.
What's wrong with taking a break from Destiny if you've got
and then Bungie will go, Bungie will then have to turn around and go, we'll give you enhanced traits to go back in there and go and the people will be like, you're making us go back in there to go and get the weapons.
Question right there.
We'll give you an emblem for going in there and helping new light players to go and get the stuff.
Sure.
Keeping up the rotation helps keep the structure to help keep the game fresh each week. Because
I disagree. But what happens is if I want a weapon and I miss that weapon, I don't feel like playing Destiny for the next 6 weeks. And then if I'm not playing Destiny for the next 6 weeks, I might miss that weapon again. And now I don't feel like playing Destiny at all. Now I feel like playing Monster Hunter when it comes out. Or I feel like playing Power World. Or I feel like playing Hell Divers. That's what I feel like doing instead of waiting 6 weeks for the weapon to come around again.
You have to be patient. You have to plan it.
No,
you have to listen.
Don't.
You do. You have to watch our videos to know when these rotations are coming up.
Guardians obsessed with loot. Patience is not a virtue we have, sir.
You can go into those you can go into those raids and those dungeons and get those weapons each week. You might not necessarily get the ones that you want, and they're not farmable, but they are up each week. You don't have to wait for the rotator to come back up. The only thing you have to wait for the rotator is the weapons in the Nightfalls. And maybe, yes, they could simplify that to make it selectable.
Which is kind of my main point, yeah.
Yeah, but I think you're missing the Dato's point of the rotations for the dungeons, the Nightfalls.
I don't get what his point is. I agree that rotations are dumb. Full stop.
Well, Dato says they're dumb as well, and he wants to get rid of them. So that was Peroty's first video. Hopefully, he's got nothing else that's going to trigger me.
Well, let's see. I'm pretty sure not. I mean, I did have Evase that did the one of the breakdowns of our single image into the light, and enemies invade the old city. The old tower returns. So I tried to find someone who wasn't like asked across and one of the top 3 people talking about the single image we have about Into the Light that we can all talk about. And then 2, I think we basically already touched on, is Cool Guy as Prosecutor is one of the best auto rifles to exist ever. Yeah. And Lego LaFlash's the Summoner God rolls you actually need. And then one last thing that I saw just this morning is Cheese Forever. Bungie screwed up again. Apparently, some people are not able to turn in their last wish token. Now, I don't know if it's just the last wish token or if it's like if you have a couple and it's not letting you turn in. It's basically you go to Mara and talk to her.
The last wish token? Is that what
yeah, it's the one if you do the Prophecy dungeon and you get the 2 to drop. Apparently, if you turn 1 in and you're left with 1, you can't turn that last one in.
Yeah, like Mara just does not talk to, like, she just doesn't speak to you ever again. Just will not interact with you, will not even show you the menu of options, just acts like you don't have anything for her and she has nothing to do with you.
Because
so
you
just flagging that people are reporting that and people are seeing that, and Cheese Forever is raising that awareness because he's like, hey, a bunch of people reported this to me, so I'm reporting it to you. So if you are also in the same boat, know that you are not alone, and hopefully Bungie will eventually see this and address it before. I mean, they have until the final shape, but hopefully they'll see it and address it sooner rather than later. So that was the end of what I've watched this week, and trigger Nitedemon by. Nitedemon, what do you have that might trigger us that you've watched this week?
Well, apparently, iFrostbolt tells me that they melt, and he's talking about trace rifles. So this recent buff that they got with the last patch, apparently he's gone through and done all the testing, and he will tell you which exotic ones really do melt. So I will link that one. As also that Astacross video about this stealth buff to the Manticore. Now, when I decided to go back into Trials, I moved off my Titan into a Warlock. I saw a video from True Vanguard, and he's kind of going over a build that he'd had since the beginning of the season that he's still saying now is really, really good. And it's with the Child of the Old Gods and the Briar Binds. So the Briar Binds are the gauntlets that you can get from doing the Marasov Wishes or doing Lost Sectors. And this means that if you're on a Void Warlock, you can throw out your Child of the Old Gods and it can damage people. And if it gets the kill, it can then be, it does more damage and has more health. And with the Briar Binds, you can actually pick up your Child of the Old Gods again and redeploy it. So you can just keep going through. And I thought, yeah. You're True Vanguard. You're telling me this is a really good build and I should be using it. And I'm a pleb, basically. Okay, you've got me. I'm going to follow this build. And this morning, I followed his build, took the dim link that he's got in his notes, transferred it to my Warlock. And yes, I can confirm, pleb like me, used it in Trials and did okay. And I was able to throw out my Child of the Old Gods, do some damage. It killed somebody. I then picked it back up, threw out again, and continued. And it worked for me. So hopefully it'll work for some other people.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then, like I said, with Unknown's video about the 2-tap Prophet and Lego Flash and Cool Guy. So those will all be in the show notes for this week. But something that wasn't in the TWAB that I'm super excited about that is coming this week in Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised. It's not on the front page of the TWAB. Ghostbusters in Destiny 2.
I did see that. I saw that.
How cool is
Echo
Ghostbusters?
1 as a ship? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I just need to know, can I turn Slimer plaid? How many shaders can I apply to Slimer?
Oh my god.
There's a part of me that thinks we need to do. I'm not sure what we could give away, but I feel like I want to see a Slimer contest of how ridiculous you can make Slimer with fun things. Now, is it going to be for Bright Dust or is it going to be for Silver only? Do we know?
It's a silver only package at the moment. So because it's a tie-in with the film and it's a Sony thing, and Sony are now tied with Bungie, I could see that this is going to be a thing that they'll be doing in the future with more Sony projects. And I think when we were talking about this earlier in the week, Peroty, you suggested Spider-Man, which would be pretty cool. You know, bit of Spider-Man in there.
Spider-Man. Radioactive
we have
Spider-Man.
strands, we have webs. We're halfway there. Come on, Sony.
Yeah.
Come on.
But you've thrown all these other games in there, you know, The Witcher, the Mass Effects, and I'm like, yeah. You've now got my attention with films. You've got my attention. So next up, I'd like to see, and I know Respawn would back me with this. Just go with me on this one.
Let me guess.
Go on.
The DeLorean for a ship.
Back to the Future.
There
the DeLorean
it
is the ship.
Uh-huh.
The skimmer is the hoverboard.
Ooh,
And then we can have something else for the ghost. Something for the ghost. The flux capacitor. A flux capacitor ghost.
Has to be
Oh, yeah! That would be perfect!
There's no way it can't be.
You've got all my silver, Bungie. Just go for it.
All of it.
I know it's universal.
Money. Let me just leak my bank account and just take my money.
So Sony, Bungie, you know how to extract the money from us.
Yeah.
Just like we know how to extract the money from our lovely patrons who appreciate us. And for some reason have gone to patreon.com/TTH and have said, you know what? We wouldn't be threatened with a good time like Zeb Orbit. We tried to threaten that man. It can't be done. The Otter Dance Troupe of the T-Rex King, Scarlet KM, Melomeli, Dedicated Wham64, and Renard Calant. Glorious, glorious dancers. You've never seen such exquisite dancing. And why do we dance? We know why they dance. Well, I mean, they're dancing, they're evading. It's hard to say because Carter 2782, Golden God 1562, Weed Noble, Basically Salt, Fire Squad 1688, and Coderson 105 are throwing grenades at them because that's their job. And Deacon down in the lab with Dim-We, Gravy Jeff, and PP Pipe working on that day one raid team, getting them honed into a perfection, just the perfect fighting force. They may be the three Guardians we see on the cover of Into the Light. That we may have cracked the case. That may be who it is.
You got a three-man raid team?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't need three other people. They're like, bring 12. Why bring 12 when you can just bring 3? That's all you need. We're done here.
Mm-hmm.
Pack your turret and you're good to go. And I'm going to add one more thing that I meant to add earlier in the show is you can now set the background of your radar to be a nice black background. So if you're trying to do something in Crucible and figure out which direction people are and you're in a map that's very red, you can now see your map better. So there's a setting where you can actually make that, turn it from transparent to opaque, and it makes things better and happier. So you should do that. There's also a bunch of other settings if you want, controller drift and all those things. Lots of other settings, but that's the one thing I changed this week, and I've been very happy ever since. So you should do it to also make yourself happier.
Yeah, like I'm going to do to make myself happier this week by purchasing the Ghostbusters bundle. So as Respawn said, Ep.269 as your ship. Yeah. Slimer as your ghost, and Garaka, which is the new villain for the Frozen Empire, as your Sparrow. So, yeah, I don't care. I'm just going to get it all of it. I'm all in.
All in. Ghostbusters. Destinying. Summoning.
I'll make Slimer plaid. Slimer's green, leave him green. Although I wouldn't mind a red Black Echo 1. That'd be pretty looking, I think.
I mean, I've got neon jungle shaders. I can turn Slimer all sorts of hilarious Mountain Dew colors. We can make this happen.
Anyway, all right, guys. I think.
And now I think it's time to make the next thing happen. Yeah, I've got a magic trick I'm going to pull. I've got a magic trick. You want to hear it?
No.
Want to hear my magic trick? I'm going to make the whole show disappear by saying thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Nitedemon. Your hunters. No one responds in real life. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere with a search box, Two Titans and a Hunter. If you want to email the show, that's twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com. And I've looked, and there's no new emails from the people. So if you think you've emailed us, make sure you've actually emailed us and not somebody else, because we're us and not them. You probably emailed them instead. So Two Titans and a Hunter, all spelled out, at hotmail.com. You can find this show wherever you get your podcasts. You can find all these videos we've mentioned, the live streams. You can watch Nitedemon do solo flawless things on YouTube each week. twotitansandahunter.com is where all of the show notes are. There are all the links, all the videos, all the things we talk about that we say, hey, that'll be linked below. It will indeed be linked below. If you'd like to join the Otter Dance Troupe, threaten us with a good time, throw more grenades, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/TTAH. If you just want a casual encounter, coffee.com, that's ko-fi.com/2titans and a hunter. And if you'd like to watch this show live, so you can see the delicious puppies, live action, spicy language, and Respawn doing Respawn things, twitch.tv/no-one-respawns in real life. And if you want to see the British man do British man things, twitch.tv/2titans and a hunter. Go there, hit the button, hit the bell, and you'll know when they go live. Because when do they go live? Whenever they feel like it. And then you'll know, then you'll be happy too.
When they're not sick.
Yeah, when they're not sick. Well, when they're sick, when they're not sick.
Yeah.
I make no guarantees on the quality of the streaming or the health of the host. Just that they will go live and you can watch them do things and be enjoyed.
Yeah, get your Bungie bounty stuff done.
Exactly. And you can even go to Respawn's channel and watch your 2 hours and get your medallion. So it told me
Have we tested that?
It actually works now.
Does it actually work? Nice.
It told me this morning, so you fixed it. Good job. So next week you can go watch Respawn. Get your diamond medallion, and until next week, we'll see what fun things we have to complain about next week.
No, there won't be any complaint. There'll be busting to do.
All busting, no complaints.
Why busting? Oh,
because busting makes me feel good.
Ghost busting.
Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
Alright guys, check it out. This is one of the last 2 opportunities you're going to get to see the puppers, because I'm home today, and then I'll be gone next week, but look at them. Look how big they are! Look, they're as big as my head! And their eyes are open. Look how adorable. And then the week after that, I'll be home, and that'll also be the week where we have to start giving them away, right? That'll be 6 weeks by then?
We're giving them away on stream, are we? Are they stream prizes?
No, absolutely not. No.
What's the point of showing? What's the point of showing people on a Destiny stream the puppers if you're not giving them away? You're not giving them away as prizes. Give them away as prizes.
I don't know these people to give puppies away as prizes. No,
it doesn't matter.
We have to do research before we find out where they're going, because we're not just giving them away willy nilly.
So if you would like a puppers, then subscribe, like, and comment with "I'd like a puppers," and we will enter you into the prize draw.
You will have to travel to Florida to be vetted beforehand.
Nope, I get just puppers.
That's it.
No,